Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ringside Report MMA. Happy Cinco de Mayo! We're previewing UFC 274 here tonight. Thug Rose versus Carla Esparza, Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chandler, and Justin Gaethje and Charles Oliveira. Let's go!
Let's go!
Yeah. That's what I said. I said, let's go. Guys, that guy's stealing my gimmick. What the hell is... AJ! What happened to your face? Oh,
Cinco de
okay.
Mayo, man.
Oh, okay.
I figured I had to be in costume.
Buenas noches, amigos. ¿Cómo
Hasta la
están?
vista, baby. ¿Cómo estás?
Buenas
Cinco de
noches. Es el 5 de mayo. Hola, señor Garcia. ¿Cómo está?
Cheech and Chong.
Ay.
Sí.
Ay, caramba.
That's about my Spanish, man.
Well,
Man, it's a big day, man. Cinco de Mayo. It's huge.
it's huge in places. Not, I don't know. I think that's the Spanish portion of the show for tonight, unless, we get into it a little bit later on. What's up, everybody? UFC 274 here, guys. Coming up this weekend, a big pay-per-view. Charles Oliveira, Chucky Olives, as we call him in the streets, taking on Justin Gaethje. What, Fred, you didn't like that, Chucky Olives?
It's the first time I hear it, so.
Oh, Charles Oliveira. He's a gangster, man. And gangsters all have nicknames.
yeah.
Charles Oliveira, forget Du Bronx. It's Chucky Olives, baby. And he's going in against Justin Gaethje. If Charles Oliveira was in, Goodfellas, his nickname would be Chucky Olives. You know it, and I know it. And it's a great nickname. You got Thug Rose. Thug Rose is a great nickname. Thug Rose. I mean, it's pretty good. She takes on Carla Esparza for the strawweight title in a rematch. Michael Chandler against Tony Ferguson. Ovid St. Preux taking on Mauricio Shogun Hua. Donald Cowboy Cerrone against Joe Lauzon. This is a hell of a pay-per-view coming up on Saturday night, guys. This is one of the best top-to-bottom pay-per-view cards I've seen in a long time, maybe ever, in the history of the UFC. This is incredible. What a card. I mean, maybe not ever. Okay, Fred, all right, I see you. I see your face. UFC 100 was pretty good. UFC 200 was pretty good, too. But this is, let's say, in 2022, maybe the most solid pay-per-view card, top to bottom, on paper, right?
We just started.
It's a great card, man. We got some old school guys that we still love, whether it's Shogun, Cerrone, Joe Lauzon. So, yeah, it's a fun card, man, with some good main events. It's going to be a good event.
And if you're an old school fan like us, if you're an old guy MMA, you're excited about a lot of these fights, maybe more than some of these new school fans will be. Fantastic. Thank you, Derek John. All the members are getting renewed here. I'm seeing all the renewals. Don't forget to become a member. Join.ringsidereport.net. If you're not a member already, click that join button beneath me. I see Angelo Contagonis, our main man, in the chat already. He is a member of the team. Franco 316 becoming a member as well, and a bunch of people like Rolando and Derek John re-up in their membership. So thank you for supporting the Ringside Report Network, everybody. And now we have a new thing you could do to support the Ringside Report Network. You know about the Super Chat, right? You guys know about Super Chat.
Yeah.
When you're watching live, you could do a Super Chat, which is, you give us a couple of bucks, whatever you want. Could be $2, could be $1, it could be $100, whatever you want. Could be $1 million, really.
Well,
I think it could be I think it could be $1 million, although I don't really know. No one has given us $1 million. Find out. Give us $1 million and see if you could do it. See if Google. Yeah, Elon, give us $1 million and see if Google will let you do it.
We're not being greedy. We're just asking for $1 million.
Yeah,
not like Amber Heard asking for like 40 or something like that.
All right, take it easy. Take it easy.
Johnny!
So now I'm trying to do a promo here, and you're talking about Amber Heard. All right, take it easy. Not only can you do Super Chat, but when the show is over, you can drop a super thanks on the replay. Hit us up for the super thanks.
Thanks, AJ, for getting 5 out of 5 last week.
Which will be there on the bottom of the screen there. You see the little promo there. Super thanks, a new thing to support the Ringside Report Network. If you're not watching live, you're watching on the replay, you can hit us up with a super thanks and
that's cool.
support the show that way. So thank you for everybody supporting the Ringside Report Network. And Fred, we're going to try and get through this show as quickly as possible. I know you're tired. I'm tired too. I'm starting to feel like you, Fred. Fred, are you awake? Are you doing good? Because I feel like you these days, you know? I'm waking up at like 5, 6 in the morning. I'm going through difficult jujitsu sessions. This guy Garcia keeps like beating me up at jujitsu, you know? Like, you know, like I'm feeling the Fred life now. It's pretty good. It's fulfilling. It's good. But like, man, I got 2 kids now. I'm waking up super early. I'm going to bed at like 11, you know? And I'm doing tough jiu-jitsu sessions with Fred. Is it late? 11 is late?
Yeah. yeah. Most days, I'm in bed around 9:30 most days, man.
Wow.
Today is like a late night for me. But that's how you wake up good after that at 5 a.m., man.
Oh, see, I don't wake up well at 5 a.m. That's why I wake up, you know, after about 5, 6 hours sleep, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Anyways, we're making it through, and it's going to be a really late night for you on Saturday, Fred, because we're doing a watch-along. We're watching UFC 274. We got it going on. AJ is coming over to watch the fights. I think you can come over too, Fred. You want to come over? Are you coming over too?
Come on, Freddie. Let's do it, man. We'll go to Delalo's. We'll get some burgers. Come on, Freddie.
I mean, at this
point. Come on, Freddie. Get in the house.
I mean, you could come over. We roll around doing jiu-jitsu together. I think you're allowed to be around in my presence, so let's do it.
Exactly. If you're doing jiu-jitsu, you guys together all the time now.
Yeah, like Fred could be sitting right next to me. There's no problem.
There's no reason why you can't be there, Freddie. And you know what? You could even roll at night, man. Before the 274 starts, you guys can roll, man.
No, I'm tired. Can we not?
How about you roll, AJ?
Yeah, how about you roll? Yeah.
AJ's I could, but I'm all busted up. I've got shoulder problems. I've got a dislocated finger. I'm starting to feel the age, man.
When's the last time you were on the mats, AJ? When's the last time?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
2 weeks. Yeah.
And Fred and I did Fred's done 3 sessions this week, and I've done 2 just this week.
That's awesome,
AJ.
Man. Well, but wait, hold on a sec, guys. But just keep in mind, just because I'm not rolling over there, I'm teaching kids the ninja classes. So, yeah, AJ teaches ninja classes. Then I was in the pool. I'm trying to get, like, better cardio in the pool. Every Monday I'm in swimming now. I'm doing, like, boxercise in the water. Then I'm doing, like, you know, my MMA workout because I got to get stronger because these young guys are all on juice, and AJ might need to start taking, like, Vito Alpha or TRT. Listen, by the way, at that gym that you go to, no names mentioned, but if you could get some TRT, man, like, you know, let me know. But
I haven't noticed any of that.
No?
Yeah. No, not at all. Yeah, really not. No.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. Well,
not the guys I've seen.
I got to go to another gym, but I won't mention any names.
Okay.
But no, but all to say is that no, I'm training and I'm trying to roll, like I said, on Tuesday nights at the gym where
you work.
I work at it.
What are you? So I'll come.
Well, if you want to come on Tuesday nights, we can do it. You know, like
you're
very like low level stuff. Of course, I'm gonna get smashed.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Oh God. So UFC 274 this weekend. It's gonna be fun. We're doing a watch along. I'm excited. I'm really hyped for this card, guys. I'm hyped. I've been doing tons of research. Man. I've watched like 6 Namajunas fights leading up to this. I've got big picks for you. I'm going out on a limb. I'm going real hard. I'm doing tons of research. I am more than ready for this fight card, for this preview show. I'm more ready for this preview show than I am for Mother's Day. Don't forget, guys, Mother's Day is on Sunday. So I know we're all really kind of focused in on Saturday night and the party and UFC 274. But don't forget your mamas and the mamas in your lives. Mother's Day is this Sunday, usually the second Sunday in May. Crept up on us this May because May 1st was a Sunday, so it got real tricky. You see what I'm saying? Real tricky. So don't forget.
Yeah, but in 2022, man, you just ask Google. Whenever May is close, I always ask Google, when is Mother's Day? And Google knows.
Google knows a lot. Google knows a lot, but sometimes you pronounce things. Google's like, I don't have any information for that. I'm like, come on, Google. There's shit together, Google.
No comprende.
Yeah. Anyways. Before we get to UFC 274, guys, just a couple of news and notes. to pass your way. Cyril Gane looks like he's going to be fighting Tai Tuivasa next in September.
What?
This according to
Shoe
ESPN.
drinker.
It's a pretty good fight.
In Paris.
Is it going to be in Paris?
Really?
Oh, wow.
Fantastic, man.
Wow.
Good news, man. It's about time. Because I think Bellator already made their way into Paris, if I'm not mistaken. So the UFC needs to get in there because, man, the MMA fan base is growing like crazy there. And listen, man, that's going to be a good fight for Cyril, man. You know, Tai is no joke. But I have a feeling he won't be drinking out of his shoe that night. Just my 2 cents opinion.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a stand-up fight that Cyril Gane will win. It'll probably be a 5-rounder. I like Cyril in that one, especially in France. In Paris, that'll be, you know, it's taken so long for MMA to get legalized in France, just crazy. And now finally it's there, and the UFC seems to be going there in September, which is pretty sweet. The only thing that I'm wondering about is it's not an interim title shot. It's not an interim title fight. Cyril's not fighting for the belt. Okay. Who is that?
Oh, man, it's going to be Jon Jones and Stipe for the belt.
For the interim belt? Is there an interim belt going to be on the line there, you think, or just a fight?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. That's what I was reading. They're planning to put that for an interim belt, especially with Francis being out for a while. And I think it makes sense, man. Stipe, and yeah, you know, Cyril was the #1 contender, but he just lost to Francis. So if Francis is not going to re-sign to the UFC, man, put two new guys, man, Stipe and Jon Jones. That makes a lot of sense. And if anything, the winner of Cyril and Tai could fight for the title after that against the winner of Stipe and Jon Jones.
Didn't Stipe just lose to Francis too, though?
But I'm gonna.
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna
was
tell you
long
something.
ago, man.
Just because it was longer ago. He got knocked out too, Fred. Cyril lost a decision. Cyril went the distance with Francis at least. Stipe got, put out like a light.
Yeah, but let's not forget, man. Like, let's not take it away from Cyril because Cyril technically could have won that fight against Francis. All it went down to was that 5th round. If Cyril would have won that 5th round, Cyril would be the champion. So I'm kind of a little like, yeah, but man, it was the 5th, man. It could have went either or, man. I'm telling you.
And Jon Jones is gonna beat Stipe. That's a good matchup for Jon Jones. I feel like out of all the heavyweights, man, if Jon Jones is gonna out of the top guys, Francis, Cyril, Stipe, I think the best matchup for Jon Jones is probably Stipe because he's a big guy, but I think he's around 240. So Jon Jones will be just as big as Stipe.
Man, you think they were waiting for this to set this up? Because it doesn't make sense. Here we are. Jones is going to fight Stipe. I'm pretty confident, like you said, Freddie, that maybe Jon Jones might be able to take it. And imagine that. He comes into the heavyweight division and becomes the heavyweight champion in one fight. Let's be honest. Could he beat most of those guys on the top 10? The majority of them?
Well, I mean, Stipe's a top 10 guy.
Yeah, if he could beat Stipe.
Yeah, other than Stipe. Come on, man.
Come on. Yeah, I think he could. Big Jon Jones. He's Jon Jones. He's never been defeated in MMA. He's the greatest fighter of all time. What are you talking about?
How many years, man?
Who cares?
Years, man?
Who cares? It's Jon Jones. If George St. Pierre came back tomorrow, you would be betting on him and talking about how he's going to win his fight and how he's the greatest of all time. Come on now. Jon Jones is younger than George, and he's been gone a shorter amount of time. Come on now,
C'est pas le même, man. C'est pas le même, man. This is heavyweight division, and he's been gone even before COVID started, and we're going into our 3rd year almost. So that's what I'm telling you, man.
He's jacking up, man. The pictures of him, he looks beefed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can't start doing that juice before he actually fights. So he's gonna have to cut back on some of that picogram TRT gummies. But that's all I'm saying. He can do it now.
What a hater.
But he can't do it.
What a hater. 26-1. That one's a disqualification. Should have been a no contest. This guy is 27-0. World champion, multiple times over. The greatest light heavyweight. You could say he's not the greatest fighter in the history of the game, and that's fine because, the outside of the cage stuff and, all the stuff about Jon Jones. And, you can make an argument for George or Anderson or Kamaru or Israel or whoever to be the greatest of all time. Whatever, greatest of all time. But don't tell me Jon Jones isn't the greatest light heavyweight of all time. He's by far the greatest light heavyweight of all time. Like, who's even in the conversation other than Jon Jones? Chuck, maybe? Right?
Jon Jones.
Jon Jones, and Jon Jones. He's by far the greatest light heavyweight of all time, undefeated at light heavyweight. People been wanting him to go up to heavyweight forever. He's finally doing it, taking a right amount of time to get bigger and stronger and be an actual heavyweight. He's only 34 years of age, which at heavyweight is actually pretty young. I mean, Arlovsky won a fight last weekend. He's 44. Okay?
Yeah,
So I don't know why you're so against Jon Jones at heavyweight and why you're so pessimistic of his chances. I think he's going to do just fine. I think he'll beat Stipe, and then we'll see.
And what happens if he doesn't? Is that the end of Jon Jones in the heavyweight division? Let's think about it. If he can't beat Stipe, where does he go from there? He definitely doesn't go like on the top 5.
If he doesn't beat
that's the
Stipe,
problem.
well, who cares? He'll retire. If he doesn't beat Stipe, he can retire. But he'll beat Stipe, so why are we even talking
still
about
be the
it?
greatest.
Yeah, that's it. Still be the greatest light heavyweight of all time, and, whatever. Call it a day.
Greatest fighter.
Well,
I don't know about the greatest fighter. I think Khabib.
Oh, man, come on, man.
Greatest fighter.
Defeated everybody, man. Shogun, Machida, Belfort, Rashad, everybody. Anybody that was put in front of him, he beat them. So come on, man. Jon Jones is the greatest. Before that, man, you're talking about before that, like Shogun had the title for a little while. Machida had it. Chuck had it. Rampage had it. But nobody, kept it as long as Jon Jones. Not even close, man. Jon Jones is the greatest.
he's the greatest light heavyweight of all time, but I don't know if he's the greatest fighter of all time. It's tough. It's tough to say who's the greatest MMA fighter of all time. George St. Pierre was pretty damn good. Like, to me, George is always going to be the greatest, but... Oh, we're trying to crop out your Leafs hoodie. I think that's what we're trying to do because people are complaining that you're wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs hoodie, and now it's been turned into a black Leafs hoodie for some reason. I don't know why.
I support you, AJ, man.
I don't know why the production team is doing that. I don't support you, AJ. I don't even like hockey, and I got to say, I can't support you wearing a Toronto Maple Leafs hoodie when you are a proud Montrealer, and you like the Canadians. Like, you're a Canadians fan. I don't really understand wearing a Leafs.
I don't like hockey either, but I love Toronto, man. Great city. Beautiful city.
I like Toronto. I like Toronto.
Man.
Toronto's fine. I got no problem with Toronto. It's just like, I don't like the Blue Jays. You know what I mean? I don't like their sports teams, really. Even the Raptors I don't really like. I like Toronto as a city. I like hanging out in Toronto. I like going to UFC shows in Toronto, WWE shows. I like to eat at Red Lobster in Toronto. But I don't like their sports teams. I got to say, I really don't like the Toronto Blue Jays. Even Vlad Guerrero Jr., who, you know, I love his father, but Vlad Jr., I don't know. He plays for the Blue Jays. There's only I do like him, though. There's something about I can't help myself. I do like Vlad Jr. because he's so good and he's got like such a pizzazz on the field. He's fantastic. I was watching him play last night against the Yankees. The Yankees unfortunately lost last night, but they did take 2 or 3 from the Blue Jays, which felt very, very good. But I'm such a diehard Yankees fan. I do have to hate the Blue Jays. Not as bad as I hate the Red Sox and the Rays, but I really don't like the Blue Jays. There you go. You just got boxed out, AJ.
I just got octagoned out. Hey,
I think we're trying to make your. I think we're trying to make your hoodie a Ringside Report hoodie for the rest of the show. Yeah. Yeah,
hey, man. This is what you call. Listen, they don't even have this technology on the Rogan show, man.
I know,
this is what you call like awesome.
Yeah, Jamie can't do that. Jamie can't pull that up, can he? I didn't think so, Jamie.
No, listen to that. That would be a nice hoodie, by the way. Why don't you get a hoodie like that, man, with a big logo in the back?
It's a good idea.
You know, a big Ringside. Yeah,
let's make
with
it.
And make sure you put the website name www.ringsidereport.net. I don't give a shit even if it says ringsidereport.net, so that people don't go to .com and they go to some boxing page or something.
Okay, so
some other jabroni.
I see Angelo says SmackDown coming to Montreal August 19th. Yes, WWE doing a SmackDown taping on August the 19th. I will be in attendance. We do have hoodies, by the way, AJ, that you can check out at merch.ringsidereport.net.
Really?
Very similar to what you're looking for. Yeah, merch.ringsidereport.net for the hoodies. I will be going to the SmackDown show Freddie will be coming to the SmackDown show with me, and AJ hasn't said one way or the other.
I didn't know that I was invited. I thought I was going to be banned again like last time.
No, you're invited. I'm buying tickets next week, and
I'm dressing up this time.
I asked you and Fred if you wanted to come, and Fred said yes, and you didn't answer me. So.
Well, I didn't realize that I was part of that. Okay, yeah,
you're part
for sure
of it.
I want to go. But only,
all right.
Listen, I want to dress up this time. We should all dress up. It'll be fun.
Okay.
Hey, what about Johnny North, man?
Fred, come on, let's dress up, Fred. It's fun. It's more fun if we dress up. They'll put us on TV, man.
I'm dressed up right now.
Yeah.
Who are you dressed up as, Fred? Cactus Jack? I think you need a wig. You need a wig and like a beard, you know? If you really want to be Cactus, you got to get the whole gimmick going.
What if I dress up as Khabib? Would that be like a
it wouldn't really make sense.
Show?
Wrestling fans would be like, what are you? They wouldn't get it.
No. They'll know.
I think you should dress up as the boss, Sasha Banks. That's what we should do, AJ. You dress up as Sasha Banks. I'll dress up as Naomi. We'll really be feeling the glow. No? Fred doesn't like it.
I might not go, actually, Dave.
No, there's only one guy I'm dressing up as. I know what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah. Don't tell me, man.
Here we go. Hoo-ah! The tribal chief, baby. Roman Reigns. The man.
Oh, man, I thought it
was
my
tribal was a Santino thing.
No, this is the Roman Reigns thing. It's a Roman Reigns gimmick, brother. Tribal chief. He wears this when he punches people in the face.
I thought it was Santino too, man. He was like, "Oh, here comes the snake, man."
No, look.
But the snake is usually
look,
green.
It's the Roman logo. Look, see the Roman logo? Superman punch.
Nice, man.
That's
Antoinette would be happy with you. She'd be happy with my Ringside Report logo, and she'd be happy with Dave's Roman Reigns.
She wouldn't be happy with me saying I don't like Toronto sports teams, though, because I know Antoinette is a big Toronto sports fan. But I am not. You know, I'm a big Yankee fan, so I can't endorse anything Toronto. Not even the Raptors for some reason. I don't know what it is. I can't get myself to like the Raptors. I don't know.
Raptors are good, man.
I don't like the Raptors. I don't like the Raptors.
Toronto.
I don't like the Maple Leafs. I really don't like the Blue Jays. There's just something about Toronto sports teams I don't like. Maybe it's the colors. Might be the colors.
Maybe it's because they're more competitive than we're doing.
I don't really care about Montreal.
They're all better than Montreal.
I don't care about Montreal sports teams either.
Team.
I'm not a fan of any Montreal sports teams. Like, it's not like a Toronto-Montreal rivalry because I'm not a fan of Montreal sports teams. What Montreal sports team do I like that still exists, you know? I was a big Expo fan, but other than that, I don't really care about the Montreal sports
the Montreal
teams.
FC, which were called the Impact before.
I don't care about them at all. I don't care.
Again. We're good, man.
I don't give a single shit about any of the Montreal sports teams. The hockey team, the soccer team, the football team,
just
if
to
you want to
know,
call it a football team.
Just to let you know, as of May, I think it's May 24th, we're going to have our first professional basketball team here in Montreal. I think I mentioned
it really
on
a professional basketball team.
No, it's professional,
not
man.
Really,
it's part of the Canadian Professional Basketball League. It's a really
not
good
a real league.
Listen, man, there's guys that would play from the NBA, from like the international circuit.
Not real.
So Montreal will have the first professional basketball team.
Montreal had a basketball team before. It's not the first.
we've had those before.
The Matrix. The Matrix was a team that were in like the
Dragons.
The Matrix was in like the ABA. I went to a bunch of Matrix games. I got free tickets back in the day. I went to a bunch.
Well,
there was a pro team.
Man.
We've had teams before. You're making shit up again, AJ.
Like
and also, no one cares. No one cares about like worse than summer league NBA basketball. You know what I mean? Like it's like F league. It's not even D league. Come on, get out of here.
What? Whoa, man. I don't know, but
this is why I don't really. This is why I don't really
care. I think
care.
it's called the G League now because they're sponsored by Gatorade.
That makes sense.
Just to be accurate.
Yeah.
Angelo
Contagones asking, are you changing broadcast schedule?
What?
No, we're not. I think we're going business as usual, Angelo. Thursday nights, Friday nights. Saturday night, we're doing the UFC 274 watch along. Sunday night.
Where did you get the rumor from?
Well, I mean, I haven't been doing as many wrestling shows, right? I haven't been doing the post Raw or the post Dynamite shows, and that's really the only thing that's been missing from the schedule, right? It's the post Raw and the post Dynamite. But I do hope to get back to post Dynamite shows next week or the week after. So, no, we're not changing, Angelo. We're slowly getting back into what we were doing. It's just, I have a baby girl that's just a month old tomorrow, so we're, slowly getting back into the swing of things. But, I hope to get back to post-Dynamite shows on Wednesday, but if not this or next Wednesday, then the Wednesday after. But we do have a pretty jam-packed weekend set up for you here on the Ringside Report Network tonight. Tomorrow night, we'll be doing the WWE WrestleMania Backlash preview show, so that's a big one. And then Saturday night, we got the UFC 274 watch-along. And then on Sunday, after WrestleMania Backlash, we're going to be doing the WrestleMania Backlash post-show. So 4 days straight here on the Ringside Report Network. It's been a while since I've done 4 days straight on the network. Looking forward to a busy weekend. So let's get into it. What are we waiting for?
Let's go, man.
Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje. Right now at Bet99.com, Charles Oliveira is the -172 favorite. Gaethje +137 the underdog. Oliveira not a huge favorite, but he is the favorite going into this fight. Charles do Bronx Oliveira, 32 years old, from the favelas of Brazil, beat Michael Chandler to win the vacant UFC lightweight title with a TKO win, and then retained and defended with a win over Dustin Poirier back in December of last year. Rear naked choke submission, jumped on his back, choked him out after getting into some serious trouble in the first round, which seems to be a trend in the past couple of fights here for Charles Oliveira. Big trouble in the first round, gets dropped, gets beat up. It happened in the Chandler fight. It happened in the Poirier fight. But somehow Oliveira, with a great chin, manages to survive, come back, and finish his opponents in the second or third round. So this guy obviously very well-rounded, incredible striker, very good chin, brilliant jiu-jitsu. I mean, he's everything that you want in an MMA fighter. If you are at the top of the UFC lightweight division, if you're the UFC lightweight champion, that 155-pound weight class has been maybe the toughest division in the UFC for years. I think it still is. You're legit. You're as legit as they come. You're well-rounded. You're no joke. You're a savage. Charles Oliveira, Chucky Olives, he is a gangster.
Man, Chucky, man.
I'm trying to get that over. I'm trying to get that over, Chucky Olives. Come on, guys. It's
and I like it, man. Chucky Olives. It makes sense. Yeah. I've been a fan of his for a very long time, and I'm going to pick him tomorrow to win. But I'll tell you what, man, the beginning of that fight scares me because, like you say, he gets hurt a little bit in early in the fights. And I think it's because, he needs to clinch up to get his jiu-jitsu going. He's not a traditional – he doesn't have, wrestling takedowns. He's more of a guy that will clinch up to you, stay stuck to you, and then if it goes to the ground, great. If he's on your back, it's great also for him. So that's a dangerous moment where Gaethje, he won't let Oliveira just grab him. And Gaethje likes to strike also. So Gaethje could hurt Oliveira maybe in those moments. But I'm confident. I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira getting a submission, probably in round 2 or 3. Gaethje's a tough guy, but at some point, Oliveira's going to manage to get on his back and tap him with a rear naked, similar to what he did with Dustin Poirier.
Look, I'm going to tell you something. Look, there's no doubt about it. Gaethje is like a high-pressure fighter, man. This guy comes out, it's fireworks all the time. He has lethal kicks. The guy has, tremendous power in his punching. He has everything to probably knock out Oliveira. And that's the thing. Is that if he doesn't knock out Oliveira, I agree with Freddie. If it gets to the ground, it's going to be a submission clinic like we saw last week or the week before as well. But what scares me the most is out of statistics-wise, you look at Oliveira, he only has a 41% takedown offense, as Gaethje has a 73% takedown defense. Now, that's the problem. If Oliveira is not able to control him or at least get him to the ground, it's going to be a firework fight, man. And somebody's going to get stopped. And if you look at Oliveira's career, man, 20 out of 23 wins have been by stoppage. So you look at submission. He's the #1 submission guy in UFC history. Number 2 is Damian Maia, which, it freaks me out when you think about that Damian Maia is number 2. And on top of that, Oliveira has 4 more submissions than Damian Maia. That's why, man. And The guy has only gotten better. He's on a 10-fight winning streak. The guy is unbelievable. And I remember Oliveira way back, and I say this story all the time, when he was 2-4 in his in 6 fights, and then he went on a win streak. But I remember at that point when he was at the beginning of the UFC career, I mean, he didn't even have a coach to like corner him. And my coach Fabio Landa went in his corner to help him out. I forgot which fight in Vegas it was, but it just goes to show you there was a point where I was like, oh, Oliveira came close to getting like kicked out of the UFC. But right now, man, the way he's done damage to guys like Chandler, the way he's done damage to the most important guy I've ever seen is Dustin Poirier. The guy is he's on fire. I don't think Gaethje has what it takes to beat a guy like Charles at this point in his career, man. Charles has just become a beast. And, regardless of the stats, I kind of agree with Fred. As it goes on later in the fight, man, I really believe the submission win's going to come out. I think Charles is going to do it. RNC or something like that, there's going to be a stoppage.
I got to say, I think this fight is too close a call. It's really tough. I'm not putting this on my parlay. I'm not putting any kind of money on this fight. I'm just going to enjoy this fight as a fight fan. I am really at a loss here because I think Justin Gaethje could finish Oliveira quick. I think Gaethje could hit him, drop him, finish him. Because Oliveira, he keeps getting dropped in the first round. And, you can't fight like that forever. World champions don't stay world champion forever if they keep getting dropped in the first round. At a certain point, you get dropped in that first round, the guy backs away, hits you again, and the ref jumps in and stops the fight. It's tough because I think Gaethje has the power, has the wrestling, has the ability to put Oliveira out. But I've also seen Oliveira somehow weather the storm. Somehow survive when he looks done, come back and finish the guy in the next round. Look like nothing happened. You're like, Oliveira could be done in the first round, and you're like, damn, it's over. And then the second round he comes out like nothing happened. And then he just puts it on you, and he's got this pace, he's got this cardio, he's got this will to win. He hasn't lost since 2017, and every fight that he's had, except for the Tony Ferguson fight, he's finished. That's really impressive. Justin Gaethje went to war with Michael Chandler in his last fight, but they went all 3 rounds, and it was tough for Gaethje. It was tough. I don't know. I'm gonna go with you guys. I think Chucky Olives, Charles Oliveira gets it done. I think he wins the fight. I think he gets either a TKO or submission. I don't think this fight goes the distance, but I couldn't tell you what round it's going to finish. I couldn't tell you how it's going to end, and I'm definitely not putting any kind of money on this fight. This is a tough fight for me. I am staying away from this fight as far as bets. Patrick C. Hamilton dropping 777, that lucky 777, asking on Super Chat, can I win money on Saturday? I think you can, Patrick, but I would stay away from the main event. I'm going to give you my picks where I think we have an opportunity here to make some money, but I don't love that main event as far as making money. AJ, you did get, 5 out of 5 last time in your parlay? What did you do? Last weekend, you lost.
Yeah, last week I got – no, last week – look, let's hold off.
Lainez lost. We picked Lainez, and he lost.
Yes, I know. But
our man
on my
main,
you know me, I never bet on prelims. Remember I always tell you I don't like to bet on prelims because of, you could get burned.
Well, you picked everything on the main card, right?
On the main card, I got 5 out of 5. I pulled off the burrito. Like I said, I was a little bit nervous, and I thought he was confident enough to win. I got him. I got Darren Elkins. I got Jotko. I got Arlovsky, and I got
Vera.
And I got Merlin Vera.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Chito. And my card, listen, 5 out of 5 paid out pretty good last week if you went just with the main event picks. But, look, this is going to be a card, man, there's going to be some upsets on 274. I just don't know which one it's going to be, but there will be an upset.
Allow
and
me.
You know what? A lot of people
Allow me.
Okay, Dave.
I've been waiting for this one, boys. All right, go.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Just on the Gaethje fight and Chucky Olives, that is definitely going to be one thing. It's going to be an exciting fight. It will not be a boring fight. Whatever way it goes, it's going to be something to remember. But go ahead, Dave. Let's hear this, man.
Chucky Olives. I love that you're calling him Chucky Olives now, too. It's catching on, baby. Chucky Olives, Charles Oliveira. Hey, don't mess with Chucky Olives. That guy's no joke. Hey, Chucky Olives. Oh, how's it hanging?
Listen, man, he might start his own like olive brand. You never know, man. Chucky.
Charles Oliveira olive oil.
Oh, that could be good, man.
Oh,
It
yeah.
submits you with every taste.
You get your own olive oil going, you know? Like Action
We
Bronson.
should do that, man. Let's get Angelo. Angelo knows a lot of connections in Greece. We should get that, man. Let's import it.
Action Bronson is a rapper, you know, and he's got his own olive oil he put out at one point. This guy, he does everything. I'm going to see Action Bronson next Wednesday, boys. I'm very excited to see my first concert since the pandemic. Action Bronson couldn't be a better artist. It couldn't be a better artist to break it to come back with. Like I am so hyped to see Action Bronson. He's one of my favorite rappers. I love that guy.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Because when you're saying that, I'm like, who is Dave talking about? I know it's going to be something with music, maybe. But I'm thinking, is it like a new James Bond film? Action Bronson? Like I'm thinking.
No, he's a man.
But then
he's a man. His name's Action Bronson. His new album, Cocodrillo Turbo, tremendous. So good. Cocodrillo Turbo. It's so good. God, I love Bronson. You'd like it, I think. Fred, I think you'd like it. I think you'd like Action Bronson. He's got good rhymes. He talks about he drops a lot of UFC references, a lot of pro wrestling references. Like pretty much every song, he'll say something about wrestling or UFC in every song. And then some other shit that's funny. He's good.
What?
Oh, he's really good. He's got some line. He's like, bitch thought I was Craig Biggio, but I am not ho. I'm the number one Vato that'll choke you the fuck out with Mr. Sacco. It's just tremendous. So good. Craig Biggio, Mr. Sacco. I mean, come on. That's good stuff. That's good stuff right there. You can see why I like him. He's dropping old-timey 90s baseball references and like 90s wrestling references in his raps. Like, you can't go wrong with that for me. That's my style. Okay.
I'll listen to him.
Yeah, he's good. He's a tremendous guy. And he does jiu-jitsu, you know, and
what?
Yeah, he posts a lot of workout videos on his Instagram. And Joe Rogan, he was a guest on Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan always talks about him as the guy who smoked the most weed on the Joe Rogan Experience, just rolling them back to back to back, just smoking more weed than anybody on Joe Rogan. Action Bronson. Okay, guys, here we go. Co-main event time, Rose Namajunas taking on Carla Esparza, and this is where I think we're going to make some money. Now, you guys are going to call me crazy. Maybe not as crazy as you called me when I picked Juliana Pena, but maybe you guys aren't going to like this pick. I'm going with Carla Esparza. Right now, she is a plus 166 underdog. Rose Namajunas minus 209 the favorite over at bet99.com. Don't forget to bet with us. Use that promo code Ringside. Carla Esparza and Rose Namajunas met 8 years ago. Rose was much younger, obviously 8 years younger. She was 22 years old. Now she's 30. She's a much more seasoned fighter, and that's why I think a lot of people are giving Rose the advantage here. Carla Esparza choked out Rose Namajunas in the third round to win the Ultimate Fighter and the first ever Women's Strawweight Championship in December 2014. She then lost her next fight to Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and she began to struggle. She beat Juliana Lima, then lost a split decision to Randa Marcos in 2017. Beat Marina Moroz, beat Cynthia Calvillo, then lost a split decision to Claudia Gadelha in 2018, and then a TKO to Tatiana Suarez later that year. Since then, Carla Esparza has not lost a fight. She beat the very tough Verna Jandiroba by decision, the very tough Alexa Grasso by decision, the karate hottie Michelle Waterson by decision, the extremely tough and up until that point undefeated Marina Rodriguez by decision. And then she beat the also very tough and up until then undefeated in the UFC, Yan Xiaonan by TKO in her last fight. Carla Esparza has not fought the big names that Rose Namajunas has fought. She hasn't fought in the championship fights over the past few years. Rose Namajunas over the past few years has fought Joanna Jędrzejczyk twice, Jessica Andrade twice, and Zhang Weili twice. She's fought a lot of the same people. She's fought rematches, after rematch after rematch. And she's won every rematch that she's ever had. But I don't know how much her wrestling has been tested in those fights. And the wrestling was an issue in the first fight with Carla Esparza. And you could bet your ass that Carla Esparza is going to wrestle Rose Namajunas again. Now, I watched a Zhang Weili fight that was Rose's last fight. First of all, I think Rose lost by decision. Okay, watching it again, I don't think she won. And further to that, Zhang Weili took her down in the first 3 rounds of the fight. If Zhang Weili is taking you down, you can bet Carla Esparza is going to do it too. And if Carla Esparza can take Rose down in the first 2 rounds, she's going to win the fight. Carla Esparza is going to win a decision. Carla Esparza gets better and stronger as the fight goes on. Watch her Yan Xiaonan fight. Watch her Marina Rodriguez fight. Carla Esparza went in there and she got stronger. First round with Rodriguez was tough. Third round, she was putting it on her because Rodriguez couldn't take the pressure anymore because Carla just comes at you with relentless takedowns, relentless wrestling. I think Carla Esparza is going to beat Rose Namajunas in a grinding wrestling fight. She's going to put her up against the fence. She's going to put her on her back. And yeah, Rose will get up. Rose has good butterfly guard. She's, very good at getting back to her feet. She's got good jiu-jitsu. She's good off her back. Rose will get up, but Carla will take her back down. And take her back down, and take her back down. And I think if Rose doesn't finish Carla in the first 2 rounds, it's going to be a long night for Rose Namajunas. I think Rose, her best shot is to do what she did to Zhang Weili, to Joanna Jędrzejczyk in their first fight. Overwhelm them. Come at them with everything. Get a nice kick in. Put their lights out. That's what she did to Joanna. That's what she did to Weili. I don't think she's going to do that to Carla. I think she could. I think she very well could. Joanna, is a great kickboxer. So is Weili. And they both got taken out by Rose. Rose has serious power. But I think Carla's very smart. She's very game. I watched Carla's interview going into this fight, and she said, when Rose and I fought, I think it's a very similar matchup now than it was back when we fought 8 years ago. We were blue belts in MMA back then, but now we're both black belts. But it's still a similar matchup. They're both better. They're both way better. And I think Rose has been fighting in kind of the A side of the strawweight division, the kind of name side, the Hollywood side, And Carla has been grinding away, fighting the savages of the 115 division. Rodriguez and Xiaonan are monsters. And Carla Esparza tore through them. She had a tough fight with Rodriguez, but she beat her. Carla Esparza has quietly got to this point again. And I think a lot of people are overlooking her. I'm going with Carla Esparza for the win. This is my big bet of the night. I think she's going to cash in for Team Dave, plus 166. We're going with Esparza. We're doing a single bet on Esparza. I'll give you my Team Dave parlay in a little bit. But I'm going to go single bet on Carla Esparza. I think she wins this fight. And if we can go Esparza by decision, plus 260. Gets even better. Esparza by submission, plus 1,700. My God. Might be worth throwing that out. But Esparza by decision over at bet99.com is plus 260 right now. Feels good to me.
I agree with.
I'm going with Esparza.
I agree with you with one thing. Look, you're right about the takedowns, man. When you look at Carla, she leads the UFC in the women's strawweight division with 42 takedowns in her career. She's leading everybody. So you're right about that. She could take her to the ground. She did submit her in the first time they fought back in 2014. But you got to remember this, is that if you're looking at it overall, when they first met in December 2014 in Ultimate Fighter 20, which was the inaugural UFC strawweight belt at that point. Esparza had 12 fights already under her belt, while Rose only had 4. Yeah, she got submitted in the 3rd round, but that was a long time ago. And to be honest, man, if you look at like Rose, the Thug, man, has grown by leaps, bounds. She's surpassed like so many expectations. She's hot. She's ready. And you're right, man. I've been looking at the betting odds, and a lot of people are starting to like sway towards Carla again. But I'm telling you, man, this is a different Rose. This is a different Rose Thug. You know, when she was 22, she was coming in with only 4 fights, man. That's not enough experience to really know how to handle a savage like Carla.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? When it comes down to the ground, Rose knows how to deal that, man. So this is what's going to happen. She probably lost by submission the first time. You know what? I'd love to see her win by submission this time, Rose, but I think it's going to be a firefight. It's probably going to go to distance. But in my opinion, I'm going with Rose for the win by decision.
I think you both make good points. I'm not sure who to pick, but I'm going to tell you what. You mentioned the fight of Rose versus Joanna. Like, yeah, she could strike with Joanna. The difference with Carla is that Carla's not going to stay and strike. She's going to try to take you down. She's going to want to catch one of those kicks or whatever she can to bring you to the ground. So that's probably going to make a difference where Rose, she's got to be careful, because if she throws something that Carla catches and brings her to the ground, it could be a long round. I think I might go with Dave. Like, I like the Carla pick, especially at plus 160. It's a decent odd, and I could see her edging a decision, especially she won the first fight by submission, but Rose is much better now. I could see this is going to be back and forth. I don't feel that confident on Carla, but it's a good odd. I would take a chance. I'm going to pick her to win.
Plus 260 right now at Bet99 is Carla Esparza by decision. $20 gets you 72. Not too bad. Also, guys, you know, not to be superstitious or anything, but every week my son brings a new stuffed toy for nap time at preschool, okay? Different stuffed toy. He brings it home on Friday, and then we keep it here, and then he chooses one on Sunday night to bring Monday to preschool, right? And he's got, I mean, you guys know me, I have a lot of toys, right? So he's got a lot of stuffed toys to choose from. You know who he chose this week? The Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster.
Ooh, that's
okay.
Look,
that's an omen. That's a sign. Carla Esparza's nickname, the Cookie Monster. Okay. When he picked Cookie Monster, I go, let me take a look at this fight, because this is weird that he just chose Cookie Monster, and he hasn't had Cookie Monster with him for a while. It's out of nowhere. He's like, I want Cookie Monster, and I'm like, Cookie Monster, eh? That's interesting. There's a Cookie Monster fighting on Saturday night. I think we should put some money down right now, baby. Let's go.
Or maybe he was trying to say that the cookie is going to crumble, so that's why he's bringing home the Cookie Monster. You never know, Dave.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
Well, I took that as a sign, but really when I looked at it, you know, and I say this a lot on the show, and I mean it, and I believe it. Knockouts win fights. Striking wins fights. Wrestling wins championships. And this is a championship fight. And I go with the better wrestler 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10 in a championship fight, you pick the better wrestler, and you'll be all right.
And also, Carla might have an edge mentally. Like, she has a win over Rose. Like, I think, you know, that's an obstacle to get over. When you lost to somebody, man, that's a mental thing that you got to get over. So I think Carla, she comes in with a lot of confidence, and yeah, I could see her winning on Saturday. Decision win, probably.
Yeah, I feel like Rose is overlooking Carla, too. I don't think she's taking her that seriously.
I doubt that, Dave.
Sure.
That girl takes everything serious. But if you look at like this fight coming in 2022, as opposed to when she was 22 years old when they first met, she's a much more well-rounded fighter overall, man. She's got the experience under her. She's got the IQ under her. She's got that determination under her. She's been twice champion in that division. I mean, this girl has it, and that's what I'm saying. It's not the same Rose fighting the first time they met. It's a different, you know, game. But I agree with you. If Carla is able to do the takedowns that she dominates with, Does she have the skill to submit Rose today than she did like when they were blue belts? I don't think so. She's a much better grappler, Rose, now than she was like 8 years ago. There's no doubt about it.
Is she a better wrestler, though? Is she a better wrestler?
Probably.
I don't know. I was watching the Wei Li fight today, man. Rose throws kicks. Wei Li catches him, puts her ass on the mat. And, like, first 3 rounds, it happens. And a lot of people, you see the live scoring, the Twitter, a lot of people, 30-27 Wei Li after 3. 30-27. And the judges gave it to Rose on a split decision. It was damn close. And I think Wei Li actually beat Rose, and she out-wrestled Rose. And Wei Li is a very good fighter, very well-rounded, but she's not the wrestler that Carla Esparza is, and she's not throwing as many shots at Carla Esparza, And Rose, to win the fight against Wei Li, she took Wei Li down in the 5th round and clinched the 5th round with a takedown and top control. You think Rose is going to be able to take down Carla Esparza? I don't think so. So she's got to stand up with her. She's got to, sprawl and brawl, right? Defend the takedown, Keep it on her feet. She could win. I don't think it's going to happen. I got Carla Esparza, baby, and new 2-time champion. Rose Namajunas wins the title. She doesn't keep the title. She's 2-time champion. Wins the title. Hasn't really done a great job of keeping the title. I don't think she really wants the title. That's another story. Michael Chandler takes on Tony Ferguson.
Woo.
El Kakui, Tony Ferguson, is 38 years old. He's coming off 3 straight losses. Justin Gaethje, Charles Oliveira, and Beneil Dariush. He's losing to the elite of the division. Michael Chandler, 36 years old, coming off a couple of losses. Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje. Same thing, elite of the division. And these 2 guys are elite, high level. This is a high-level fight that I cannot wait for. I think it's going to be a war. I really hope we see the old Tony Ferguson. I hope Tony Ferguson is still that dude. But I have my doubts. That's really how I feel about it.
It's going to be tough, man. Look, it's gonna be an exciting fight. Everybody wants to see this fight, man. This is like a fight that has no title behind it, but it's going to be a fight that is going to make or break a fighter here. I mean, if Tony Ferguson doesn't come out with a victory, and he doesn't look good. I mean, his last fights, man, he took a beating, this guy, but he goes the distance. He's like the Energizer Bunny, man. You just can't kill him. But the thing is that all that wear and tear at this age of 38 years old, man, it takes a toll on you. And we've seen that prior to, Tony, when he didn't slip over a freaking cable or he didn't get hit by an elevator or something. Like, the guy's always had something that's weird and bad luck. But now you're at 38. You're fighting Michael Chandler, who's ranked number 5 in the division. Who comes out to scrap? Chandler might have lost his last 2 fights, but he lost against 2 top-of-the-line guys. And, man, he made those fights exciting, Chandler. That's what I'm worried about. Tony comes out of it with a loss. I think it's the end of Tony Ferguson in the UFC. I think his days are done. And it's unfortunate because I always wanted to see that fight, with Ferguson at his peak against Khabib, which never happened. I mean, if any fight was cursed, that was it. That was the most, we were trying to get that fight, and every time something weird happened. And, I mean, he tripped over a cable wire. And then the other things, I remember he got a COVID attack, and then there was something else. I can't remember how he did.
Khabib ate tiramisu and couldn't make weight, had to go to the hospital, and Tony Ferguson wound up fighting Lando Venata. Goddamn ridiculous. Tiramisu, bro. Guy was eating tiramisu on the Countdown show, and then he couldn't make weight. People tell me he's the greatest fighter of all time. Get out of here. Make weight, bro. Make weight for your big fights.
It's hard to say no to Chucky Olives.
Yeah, Khabib's ducking Chucky Olives. He was ducking Tony Ferguson. Don't tell me Khabib's the greatest of all time. Khabib was real good, but he's not the greatest of all time. Didn't defend enough to be in the conversation as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, he was undefeated, but he retired in his prime. And if you retire in your prime without defending a bunch of times, I don't think you're one of the greatest ever. That goes to Khabib. That goes to Henry Cejudo. To me, you got to be there, do that, and do the damn thing. George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, Jon Jones, those are the guys in the conversation. Kamaru Usman, look at the title defenses there. Don't tell me about Khabib Nurmagomedov being the greatest of all time when you got Kamaru Usman standing right next to him. Get out of here with that.
How many title defense did Khabib have?
2, maybe 3. Not many.
Like I was gonna say 1. Like I was gonna compare him to Aljamain Sterling, but okay, he's a little better.
A little better than that. Khabib beat what? You know who he beat to win the vacant UFC lightweight title?
Conor.
No, Al Iaquinta.
Oh yeah, no, it's true.
Al.
Conor was in the chat.
This guy won a world title beating Al Iaquinta. People are gonna tell me he's the greatest of all time. Get the fuck out of here, bro. He beat Conor. He defended against Conor, Dustin, and Justin, and then he quit. 3 defenses. You're not the greatest of all time after 3 defenses, bro. It's not happening. Sorry.
Yeah, but listen, man.
I got
Kamaru.
Chandler also.
Yep.
Chandler too? You're going with Chandler over Ferg?
Oh yeah.
I think so. I think Ferguson is just like not that guy. I tell you, I saw Ferguson getting interviewed in a press conference at some point this week, and he's just really mad at the UFC. You know, he seems frustrated with the UFC, and when a fighter's been fighting a long time, and he gets to a point where he's just like, the UFC screwed me, and I feel like he's like, man, I had my shot like 4 years ago, and the UFC didn't do right by me, and now it's too late, and I know it, but I'm pissed about it. And that's what it seems like. It seems like, you know, he's just pissed. And I could see him hitting for Chandler with a good one and maybe beating him, but I think Chandler wins. I think Chandler wins by decision. I think that's all it is. It'll be a 3-round fight. It'll be awesome, but Chandler will win by decision. And I think both of these guys are pretty much at the same point in their career. Like, I don't think this is a slam dunk win for Michael Chandler. People are writing off Tony Ferguson. I would not, because, you know, Chandler's 36. He's had some losses. He's not, you know, in his prime. He could lose this fight easily. I don't think either guy gets finished, though. I think this one goes to a decision. And I can see it, you know, 29-28, one way or the other. Really. Like, I'm not really sure here. Like, Ferguson probably loses, but I could see him taking the 2nd and 3rd round. I could see him taking the 1st and 3rd round. You know, I could see him winning a split decision type of thing. It could happen. I'm leaning towards Chandler. Chandler by decision, but yeah. I'm not real confident in Michael Chandler. What has he done in the UFC?
Listen.
What has he done?
Well,
he beat Dan
he
Hooker.
lost the last 2 fights.
He beat he's 1 and 2 in the
Yeah.
UFC. 1 and 2.
Sure.
You know? And he's 36. He's 1 and 2 in the UFC and 36 years old. We've seen guys from Bellator come into the UFC, go 1 and 4, 1 and 3, and then that's it. Could be Chandler.
Uh-oh.
He could be the next Ben Askren.
Yeah, he could be the next Ben Askren, but you know what? Ben Askren just had an unfortunate, time in the UFC. But listen, Chandler's not that, man. Chandler fought some heavy-duty guys and lost 2 in a row. But, man, they were competitive. He's action-packed. He's a fresher athlete. He's more athletic at this point. Dave, are we on or what?
Yeah?
Okay, because I thought we were stalling there. But what I'm saying is that I feel for Tony, man. I remember when he was on a 12-fight winning streak, and we're all like, holy shit, man, this guy is like, he's the future. This is it, man. And here we are now looking at it as it's a Hail Mary fight for him. He's got to pray to Mary and hope that he wins this fight because, man, it's going to be tough. Chandler comes out to fight. He comes out to scrap. And you know what? He's coming to prove. He wants 2 and 2, and that's what's going to happen. Chandler's going to be there for a little bit longer in the UFC. Unfortunately, Tony, I hope he makes some good money out of this fight. He's had a good career. And I hope he has, not too much damage, man. That's what worries me more than anything. He has a family, he's gone through a rough spot. He's a very well-liked fighter, man. But
yeah,
man,
I love Tony Ferguson. I'm rooting for Tony Ferguson. I think Chandler's going to win, but I'm really hoping that El Kakui, Team Brock Lesnar, Tony Ferguson gets the win. Tony Ferguson, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, am I right? You got to support the guy. So, come on.
Look,
Tony
if Tony
Ferguson
wins, man, if Tony wins, man, he'll be back up on the top 5. There's no doubt about it. But he needs to win. Look, There could be a rebirth, man. We'll see on Saturday, but it's going to be hard.
If he wins and his contract is over, he should go somewhere else, get some big money, say goodbye. I don't know actually how many fights he's got left on his contract, but if he's not happy with the UFC, man, go somewhere else, man. At this point in his career, that might be the best decision for him.
If he wins, I really want to see him fight Nate Diaz. I don't think I'll be satisfied.
In Bellator.
Nah, man, do it in the UFC. Get the UFC to put it together, because Nate always wants to fight a guy who's like in title contention, you know, like a guy who's kind of up in the division. If Tony Ferguson beats Michael Chandler, he's all of a sudden in the conversation again for the lightweight championship, and him and Nate Diaz, I think, would just be such a fun fight. I think those two guys in a 5-round fight, you know, in a main event or something, would be sick. I would love to see that. I know Nate's been fighting at 170 lately, but he can drop to 155 for the Ferguson fight. Or have Ferguson go up to 170 and fight Nate there. Like, who cares? I've always wanted to see those two fight. I think the style matchup will be incredible. Give me Ferguson and Nate Diaz at some point, please, before their careers are done.
That's a great one. That's a great call, man. And to be honest, man, why didn't you make them fight for something like the BMF title, man? It's still hanging, that BMF. I say, you know what?
I think
Masvidal should be fighting for that
it.
Title.
Isn't it Masvidal's?
No, he doesn't own nothing, man. No, who cares, man? That title should go to whoever fights in that.
Kobe Covington won it in a lawsuit, I think. Did he? BMF title. No, I'm joking, but he's suing Masvidal, isn't he, for the attack?
Well, anyways, I'm not joking. Conor was one of the guys. He designed that belt. Yeah. So
Shogun is fighting OSP. You know, we all love Shogun here, but he's 40 years of age, and I think it's time to pack it in for Shogun. I think OSP gets the win here. OSP's coming off a couple losses, but they were at heavyweight, and I think he drops back down to 205 and does all right. I like OSP here. I think he knocks Shogun out. I just think Shogun is just not, you know, he's not that guy anymore.
I mean, it's been a while. Like, when's the last time Shogun fought? And he didn't look great. I think it was those Paul Craig fights, his last ones.
Yeah, he fought Paul Craig he didn't look great in those 2020, November 2020.
Yeah, so Shogun hasn't looked great in a while, unfortunately. I hope he wins, man. I'm pulling for him, but yeah, OSP is the smart choice.
Yeah. AJ?
Yeah, man. You know what? I always want to go with like nostalgia. I always my heart wants to go with like a guy like Shogun. And I remember what I told you once. I'm like, I got to stop thinking with nostalgia. Like right away, man, I think about Shogun and I want him to win. But the truth is that it's going to be a difficult fight, man. His body's been ravaged through the years. The guy he's a walking scar tissue. I mean, I don't think he's not the same Shogun that we knew way back. It's going to be a tough one. Not that OSP is like such a fantastic fighter that I'm like, oh, he's going to destroy him. But
yeah,
in this fight, I think he has the edge. It's going to, you know what? It's going to be a stoppage, you know, a TKO. I mean, if something crazy happens and it goes to decision, I can see Shogun winning just because of like experience or something that he's done to manage to squeak out a win. But it's going to be hard, man, because OSP is going to want to take him out. And unfortunately, it's going to be a TKO at some point in the first couple of rounds. And then I think that's the end of Shogun too, man. It's the changing of the guards now, man. We're seeing the old guys leaving, man, from Anderson Silva all the way now to Shogun, who's still there. Come on,
bro. He's 40 years old. He fought in Pride. Let's be honest. I mean, it can't go on.
Let's be honest, man. No, man. And that's the thing. It's not like, you know, you got guys that could be fighting. Like Donald Cerrone has been fighting like forever. He has more fights in 1 year than most people have in like 6-7 years. But the thing is that the wear and tear, man, is ridiculous. But think about it. Shogun was in Pride when they were killers upon killers. Was just basically testing the scale and nothing else. I mean, you know what? You got to give it to him. He's a legend. But unfortunately, I think it's not his best matchup, you know, probably to end his career.
No, and I think it'll probably be close to the end, if not the end of Shogun's career. He fought Machida a couple times for the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. Machida
crazy.
Looks like he's going to be retiring next week at Bellator 281. He's got a fight May 13th. So it looks like Machida and Shogun probably going to be retiring within a few days of each other, if it indeed is Shogun's last fight. Donald Cerrone and Joe Lauzon. Speaking of retirement, good God almighty, these guys have been around forever. Joe Lauzon has won his last fight at TKO back in 2019. Joe hasn't been super active recently, and Cerrone not as active as he used to be. Both of these guys winding down their careers. Lauzon 37 years old. Cerrone is 39. Cerrone has not won a fight since Ally Quinta back in May of 2019, which seems like, I just said Lauzon last fought in 2019 and he won. But Cerrone has lost 5 in a row, including with 1 no contest. So 6 fights since 2019 there, and he has not won, losing a lot. But I think he's got what it takes to beat Joe Lauzon. I think that he could keep the fight standing, beat Joe Lauzon. I think Lauzon is obviously great at jiu-jitsu, but his stand-up I don't think as sharp as Cerrone's, and I think this is a good fight for both guys, 2 legends of the sport. And Dana White said, whoever loses this fight probably done in MMA, done with the UFC at least. So I think this will be a last fight for one of the guys, and I think probably for Joe Lauzon. I think Cerrone wins this fight. Cerrone comes back, gets a victory, and beats Joe by TKO or maybe a decision.
Yep.
Probably I think it's TKO, though.
What scares me the most for Joe is he hasn't fought since 2019. That's a lot of inactive, because he's pulled out a couple of good victories in his career. And he's a tough guy, man. I like Joe Lauzon. But, yeah, although, Cerrone, he's been active. He's been losing a lot. So it's a tough one. It's nostalgic. I'm going to love watching both of these veterans that I've watched for many, many years. And I'm going to pick Donald Cerrone. Yeah, that's probably the smart pick here.
Yep.
Look, man, it's incredible that these 2 guys have been fighting for so long and they've never met before. This is the first time they're coming together. I mean, these guys have been fighting so long that if you look at guys like Aaron Jordan or whatever, they were in diapers, man, when these guys started fighting in the UFC. Think about it. It's ridiculous. And the thing is that Cowboy Cerrone, like I was just saying earlier, the guy's had so many fights. He's fought more times in 1 year, back-to-back, than any other fighter. He's always prepared. He's always going. And the thing is that if you're looking at the age difference between him and Joe Lauzon, it's not a huge difference. Donald Cerrone, 39. Joe Lauzon, 37. The edge that you have here is that Cowboy has a longer reach. He's a taller fighter. He's just been able to fight in different weight divisions, the experience and whatnot. Lauzon has the experience, there's no doubt about it. But there's something with Cowboy, man. He's like, his kickboxing, his Muay Thai game is like ridiculous. And just the reach that he has on Lauzon, I think is enough for the edge, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Dave. I think a TKO is going to happen in this fight. Because there's going to be fireworks.
I think so. Joe Lauzon's UFC debut back at UFC 63 in 2006. His opponent that night, Jens Little Evil Pulver.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Right? Pretty crazy.
I have his book here,
Joe Lauzon has fought everybody. He fought Jorge Masvidal in 2005. He fought Ivan Menjivar in Montreal back in 2005 as well.
Wow.
This guy fought Jens Pulver, Kenny Florian, Sam Stout, George Soteropoulos, Melvin Gillard, Jamie Varner, Mac Danzig. You know what I'm saying? This guy's fought everybody. Takanori Gomi. He's fought all the greats. Diego Sanchez, Clay Guida. Joe Lauzon's been in there with everybody, and it's great to see him in there one more time against Donald Cerrone coming up, UFC 274. I'm a big fan of Joe Lauzon's. I hope he wins. But I also like Cerrone, so whatever. I don't care. I like them both. And this is my parlay. I'm going to go with my parlay. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Team Dave. Uh-oh. It didn't work. Wait a second.
What happened? What's going on, Dave? Who's shaking bacon? Who's shaking bacon?
I don't know. I was ready for it, and then I think I didn't set it up. Hold on. Give me a second. That was my bad. I screwed that one up. Hold on. It's coming. It's fine. We're good. I think it's coming. Here we go. Team Dave parlay.
That's what she said.
What? We're going to go with Donald Cerrone minus 186. We're going to go with OSP, and we're going to go with Michael Chandler. $20 at plus 176 gets you 55.21. More than just about double your money over at bet99.com. More than that. You're doubling your money and then some with Team Dave's 3-fight parlay. Keeping it real simple. Donald Cerrone, OSP, and Michael Chandler. 3-fight main card parlay. 20 gets you 55.21. And we're also putting a single bet on Carla Esparza by decision. And $20 there gets you like 70-something. So I will give you the odds on that, too, in a second. Esparza by decision and winning method. Esparza by decision plus 260. $20 will get you 72. So that's a decent little bet for Carla Esparza. Who wants it? Freddie, give me a parlay.
I don't have the odds in front of me, so I'm just going to troll. I'm going to go for that fight, man. Let's go for it, man. I got Charles Oliveira, Carla Esparza, Michael Chandler, OSP, and Cerrone.
Oh, there you go.
Just go for that.
Team Fred going for a main card 5-fight parlay. I like this. I like this from Fred. I think this could be a winner. Oliveira, I agree with all these picks. Oliveira, Esparza, Chandler, OSP, and Donald Cerrone. 5 fights, $20 at plus 1065 gets you 233.15. That's a pretty good parlay right there.
Yeah.
Cerrone, OSP, Chandler, Esparza, and Oliveira. I think that's a solid parlay there from Team Fred. 20 gets you 233.15. AJ, you're on the clock. What do you got?
Man, I'm close to Freddie, but I'm going to tell you something, man. I've been hitting 5-fight parlays, man, like quite a few times in the last couple of months. And I'm telling you, there's only one fight that I differ from Fred. I'm going with Charles Oliveira. Yep. I'm going with Rose. And that's where the difference is. Yep. I agree with Freddie. Chandler is going to take it. OSP and then Donald Cerrone. And that's my pick. The only difference between me and Freddie is the Rose pick.
Yeah. Well, Freddie's parlay cashes in a little bit better because Carla is the underdog. AJ's going with Oliveira, Rose, Chandler, OSP, and Cerrone. $20 gets you $129.39 over at bet99.com. Use
nice.
that
That's nice.
promo code Ringside when you sign up over at bet99.com. So solid parlays here, guys. Coming up, UFC 274. Give you a couple prelim picks while we're at it as well. I like Randy Brown as a slight underdog over Chaos Williams. Randy Brown right now, I think plus 105 and plus 100 right now. Bet99. Williams minus 125. I think Brown pulls off a slight upset there. I also like Norma Dumont over Macy Chiasson.
Oh, yeah, Norma.
And that's about it. And that's about it for my prelim picks. Guys, that's it. I'll be back here. That's it. I'll be back tomorrow night for Wrestling Uncensored. We will preview WrestleMania Backlash, big card from the WWE coming up on Sunday. Johnny and I will be previewing that bad boy tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern time here, right after SmackDown. We'll also be talking a little AEW Dynamite. AEW, I think, is going down the tubes. I don't know what's going on with AEW, but I'm going to I might rip AEW apart tomorrow night. I'm worried about the future of AEW. It's not looking good. Angelo Contagonis dropping a super chat saying, that's a solid parlay, Freddie. Thank you, Angelo, for that $6.99 super chat. And drops the 99-cent super chat to make it a $7.98 total, which beats Patrick's $7.77. So Angelo is now the super chat leader of the night for the show. Thank you, Angelo. Angelo likes that parlay, Freddie. That is a solid parlay, that 5-fight parlay. And Patrick C. Hamilton is going with the Cookie Monster, and that's it for him. There you go. Patrick going with the Cookie Monster. Fred and Dave going with the Cookie Monster. AJ doesn't like it. But, I'm pretty good at picking upsets in women's title fights, guys. So you never know. You never know.
That's true. You got a point there.
I'm good at it.
You have.
Once in a
you
while,
pulled it off.
And I tell you, I watched Rose versus Zhang Wei Li, Rose versus Jessica Andrade, Rose versus Cookie Monster, the first fight. I watched Cookie Monster versus Yan Nan. I watched Cookie Monster versus Marina Rodriguez. That's 5 fights I watched this week just to prepare for that one fight, okay? I did a lot of research, boys. So if it doesn't pay off...
You want to catch up to Team AJ. I understand, but it's okay.
I mean, I was watching a lot of those fights. I was like, there's something about this fight. I need to do more. I need to see more. I need to know more. And that's what we're going with. We're going with the Cookie Monster. That's the big pick for the weekend, guys, and I hope it cashes in for us because, you know, it's us. It's not just you guys that are putting the money down. I'm putting the money down, too, so I want to make some money. So let's go, Cookie Monster.
No time for the watch-along. Let everybody know, Dave.
10 p.m. Eastern Time this Saturday night. 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to do the UFC 274 watch-along as soon as that pay-per-view starts. At 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be on here, Freddie, AJ, and myself, the whole Ringside Report crew, watching UFC 274 with you. So if Freddie's parlay comes through or AJ's parlay comes through or Team Dave, you know, we'll be celebrating. And if Cookie Monster wins, I'll be doing a whole bunch of, you know, don't like to say I told us so, but a fucking a told us so. You know, I'm going to do one of those to you. Big a told us so. All right? And that's it. I love you all. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to Angelo and Patrick dropping a super chats. Angelo is a super chat leader of the night. Patrick, good luck to you and good luck to us this weekend for Team Dave. And that's it.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you to all the members. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Arriba, amigos y amigas. And, of course, don't
Viva
forget
Mexico.
For Mother's Day coming up on Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all your mothers. And that's it. I will see you again tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Wrestling Uncensored. Then we will be back here, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday night for the UFC 274 watch-along. And then again, after WrestleMania Backlash on Sunday, big weekend here on the Ringside Report Network.
Please join in and give your support to Ringside Report Network. We've been providing expert coverage and commentary on both pro wrestling and MMA for over 15 years. Go to ringsidereport.net/support to find out more ways to support the channel.